Here's what the chiropractic industry does not want you to know. While traditional chiropractors compete primarily on price and insurance acceptance, doctors who've integrated functional medicine principles, even the basics of it, are quietly building practices that command premium fees and attract patients who gladly pay cash for comprehensive care. I've observed thousands of independent chiropractors struggle with the commoditization as patients increasingly view spinal adjustments as interchangeable services, while their functional medicine integrated competitors, well, they create unique value propositions that justify higher fees and longer treatment relationships that lead to much better outcomes than an adjustment factory. The difference isn't just clinical scope, it's how patients perceive the value and uniqueness of what you offer and what you deliver. So traditional practices get compared to every other chiropractor in town, while functionally integrated practices get propositioned as specialized wellness experts that patients can't find anywhere else. So while your competitors fight for insurance reimbursement and compete on convenience and price, I'm going to show you 3 integration strategies that position your practice as a premium wellness destination that in turn attracts higher value patients willing to invest in comprehensive health optimization after their insurance runs out. I'm Dr. Chris Tomshack, and after helping independent chiropractors all across the country differentiate their practices for decades, I can tell you that the most valuable practices aren't the ones treating the most patients, not the adjustment factories. They're the ones solving the most complex problems that other practitioners can't address because they don't have the knowledge or training. The first breakthrough principle is what I call scope versus depth positioning, and it completely transforms how patients perceive the value and uniqueness of your clinical approach. Most independent chiropractors limit themselves to traditional spinal adjustments and basic physical therapy modalities, E-stem, traction, roller tables, ultrasound, stuff like that, or low power, cold laser, low powered lasers. That positions them as interchangeable, completely interchangeable with every other chiropractor in their market, including the one next door. What I consistently see across practices that command premium fees is strategic scope expansion that addresses root causes rather than just symptoms. So creating patient experiences that can't be replicated elsewhere is the key. It's experiential. So picture this scenario. Traditional practices treat back pain, neck pain, sciatica with adjustments and exercises and E-stem and ultrasound and traction, competing directly with dozens of other chiropractors offering the same thing. No difference. Functionally integrated practices, those that have evolved, well, they investigate why the back pain developed in the first place by examining nutrition, stress, sleep, hormonal balance, anti-inflammatory markers, deficiencies in peptides, etc., then address multiple contributing factors simultaneously. Same chief complaint, completely different diagnostic depth and treatment comprehensiveness, and of course, better outcomes. And it's the only one approach that creates irreplaceable value as opposed to what the adjustment factories do. So here's how you apply the same approach. First, develop assessment protocols that investigate systemic factors contributing to the musculoskeletal problems, including nutritional deficiencies, inflammatory markers, and metabolic imbalances that traditional approaches miss completely. Second, create treatment plans that address multiple body systems simultaneously rather than focus solely on mechanical dysfunction or the spine, showing patients how comprehensive care produces far better outcomes than isolated interventions. You can get a 99% satisfaction rate like we have at HealthSource when you follow plans such as this. And then third, position your expanded scope as specialized expertise rather than just additional services, emphasizing your unique ability to solve and eradicate complex cases that other doctors refer out or try to treat and can't because they don't possess the keys, the tools. This creates what I call irreplaceable positioning, where patients choose your practice not because you're convenient or affordable or you have a $24 adjustment, but because you offer clinical capabilities they can't find elsewhere. But scope expansion is just the foundation. So the second strategy is symptom versus system thinking, symptom versus system thinking. And it's why functionally integrated practices achieve patient outcomes that create loyal advocates, raving fans, rather than just satisfied patients, satisfied customers. This pattern emerges when smart doctors shift from treating isolated symptoms like back pain to optimizing interconnected body systems, which in turn creates patient transformations that traditional approaches simply cannot match. In my experience with independent chiropractors who successfully integrated functional medicine principles, and I'm not talking about converting your practice to functional medicine. That's not the discussion at all. It's functional medicine principles. Or another way to look at it is system-based thinking. Well, they consistently produce more dramatic patient improvements and higher retention rates, better outcomes, better retention rates, better referrals. So picture this scenario. Traditional practices focus on relieving neck pain through spinal adjustments and maybe postural correction. Functionally integrated practices investigate how poor sleep quality, chronic inflammation, which is epidemic, nutritional deficiencies, and stress management all contribute to muscular tension and postural dysfunction. Then they address the entire system rather than just the mechanical component. It is a massive evolution of old school chiropractic, and the patients are the ones that benefit the most. So it's the same presenting problem, completely different intervention strategy, and patient outcome potential, period. So here's how you apply this same approach. First, educate patients about the interconnected nature of their systems, of their body, by showing how digestive issues, sleep problems, stress levels, and nutritional status and exercise status all influence musculoskeletal health and recovery. And then second, develop collaborative relationships with functional medicine labs and doctors who specialize, real functional medicine doctors, who can provide testing that you don't do and insights that enhance your mechanical treatments with metabolic optimization. Third, create patient success stories that demonstrate whole person improvements rather than just pain reduction. And that positions your practice as a transformation center rather than a symptom relief clinic, which is a big evolution. This transforms patient expectations from temporary pain relief to comprehensive health optimization, creating loyalty-based patients that are all about life-changing results rather than just clinical convenience, rather than an adjustment factory. The third strategy amplifies this even further, and that final principle is what I call insurance versus investment mentality, and it's how you value comprehensive care enough to pay premium fees rather than seeking the cheapest available option. It's where the patient chooses to continue to pay for their care for that health optimization after insurance runs out. I consistently see practices struggle with low reimbursements all the time, and significant price competition from the adjustment factories because they position themselves within the insurance-based healthcare commodity market rather than the investment-based wellness optimization market. And so what I've discovered from working with successful independent chiropractors is that functional medicine integration naturally attracts patients who prioritize results over cost. And they view health as a long-term investment rather than merely a crisis intervention, rather than merely the urgent care center. So picture this scenario. Traditional practices attract patients shopping for covered services who leave when insurance benefits expire, decline services that aren't covered by insurance, or choose cheaper options when they become available. Functionally integrated practices, they attract patients seeking comprehensive solutions who understand that optimal health requires investment in advanced testing and premium supplements and advanced care programs and extended care protocols that insurance does not cover. Same local market, completely different patient demographics and financial commitment levels. So here's your implementation strategy. So write this down. First, develop service packages that bundle advanced functional testing, nutritional protocols, and advanced modalities, etc., and extended monitoring into comprehensive wellness programs that justify premium pricing through superior outcomes, regardless of when the insurance runs out. Second, Target marketing towards demographics that prioritize health optimization and have discretionary income to invest in comprehensive care rather than competing for insurance-dependent patients. This is a massive shift. You need to first identify who that target market is. Fodder for another discussion. Third, create patient education that really positions your integrated, full scope approach as an investment in long-term health and performance rather than just treatment for current problems. It's about health optimization, ladies and gentlemen. This positions your practice into the premium wellness market, that upper echelon of chiropractic clinics, rather than the commodity healthcare market, competing on price and attracting patients who choose quality over convenience instead and outcomes over price. And that creates a sustainable business model, a sustainable practice model that doesn't depend on insurance reimbursements or price competition. It also creates stable and predictable bookings. If you're ready to stop competing with every other chiropractor in town and start building a practice that attracts premium patients who really value comprehensive wellness solutions, visit apexlongevity.com. I've developed integration frameworks that help independent chiropractors like you incorporate functional medicine principles while maintaining compliance and creating the differentiated positioning that commands higher fees and deeper patient loyalty. So thanks for watching. If you found value here, and I sincerely hope you did, please just like, follow, share, and also please say something kind. Have an amazing day and an absolutely amazing life.